Today on episode 25 of the Home of Play podcast, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, $70 for next-gen versions. Gamescom Opening Night Live 2020 happened, and now we give our impressions, and our Marvel Avengers beta impressions. All that and more.
Let's hear that intro! What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to episode 25 of the Home of Play podcast. We're two best friends join forces every Monday to give you the latest in PlayStation rumors, news, and reviews, and that's because we are the only real PlayStation fans. I'm your host, Steve, and with me I'm joined by the king of platinum trophies himself, Christopher.
Hello, hello.
If you like this and would like to support the Home of Play podcast, please help make others aware through the power word of mouth. Every month we're growing, and it's all because of you lovely gamers helping to spread the cause. If you could also subscribe on our YouTube channel, you can find that by searching the Home of Play podcast on YouTube search bar, and we should be one of the first things to pop up there. And when you find us, please like and subscribe. Also, if you have any comment, questions, or complaints, you can send either of those to our email address, homeofplaypodcast@gmail.com, or also by submitting them to our YouTube videos, which we see and we look at and then we judge. On today's episode, we have 6 news articles to discuss, but before all that, we're going to get into what we've been doing this last week, video games related. Chris, what have you been up to?
A lot of Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah, someone else has a platinum.
Yep.
We have matching platinums.
Ding, ding, ding. Yep, no, freaking great game. It's just
Someone
so good.
Said game of the year, I think.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. I said it's definitely, I think it's well ahead for game of the year so far. Anyway.
I agree.
I'm trying to think of a close anything. Nothing's popping out. I mean, you could say Fall Guys for the most popularity of a game, but I'm just saying the polish and everything that's great in this game. I loved it. Everything about it. I had very few issues in the game, but apart from the small little things, and some of the small little things even had self-corrections in them, which is like amazing.
Yeah, it's a technical feat, that is for sure. I've never seen a game where you get stuck in the walls, but then it knows it's already ready to fight itself and pop you right out.
Yeah, it's and we're not saying it happens all the time, but in most games like that, you play a game, you can jump into a certain area where you kind of do that infinite floaty thing where you're like falling.
It's basically how everyone played Skyrim. By jumping where you weren't supposed to jump, just get on top of a mountain because you're tired of walking all the way around to find a path.
But the game's so smart where it can just it knows you're kind of stuck in a loop and it teleports you nearby, sometimes right beside, other times a little further away.
Yeah.
The only major glitch I had, which was hilarious, I was in a quest and I was following some person like you're supposed to, and all of a sudden my horse just did whatever it wanted to do. It started walking in circles. I couldn't control it. I couldn't get off the horse. It was hilarious. I'm like, I should have saved the video, but it was just wandering into a tree, into a bush, up a hill, downhill. It just did whatever it wanted to do. The only way I could get out of it was I had to just fast travel to another location, which you can pretty much fast travel anywhere in that game, which is great. And that fixed the problem. But that's literally the only major glitch that I had, I think, in the game. Apart from that, I seriously, I don't give 10 out of 10s very often, but this one, I really want to.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's so freaking near perfect.
It doesn't, what is the phrase I'm looking for, but it doesn't reinvent the wheel by any stretch of the imagination for open world, but it does all of that almost perfectly.
And somehow uses the hardware in ways other games just never used it.
Yeah, if we were going to rate its technical features, saving the freaking loading is ridiculously fast. It makes me question why we've never seen a game work this well before. I would really like to know what was the special sauce that allowed them to do this.
Yeah.
And which changes the game for me, like you said. You almost want to play on a harder difficulty, because dying no longer wastes 10 minutes of your time.
Yeah, you die and you literally count to 3 and you're up again. You're doing it over
and same with the platinum. Honestly, I'm not a big platinum guy. I don't like wasting a lot of time chasing things. But with the fast travel loading so fast, it didn't feel like I was losing a bunch of hours.
Yeah, no, it just works perfectly. I like I said, I want to give it a 10. There are a few little tiny, very minuscule things, but then there's other things to counteract it. So it's like, I want to give it a 10. And with the whole update coming out, I know most people say, I want to rate the game based on what it is as it comes out. But I'm like, having a standalone multiplayer with co-op as well, that's going to be free, no charge, no cosmetics, no microtransactions, or maybe cosmetics, but no microtransactions. It's like, oh, it's a 10.
I like to look at it like, pretend you reviewed it before you ever got that announcement.
Yeah.
And then, like, either way, I think I said it before, but I'm somewhere in the 9 to 9.5.
Yeah. If I don't like giving 0.5s, but this one would be 9.5.
Yeah.
I don't like giving 9.5s.
I don't believe... It's hard for me to say I don't believe in 10s, but yeah, like, I have a hard time giving out 10s, so I think that's why I say 9.5, because it's kind of like a nudge, like, I wanted to give it a 10, but it's like nothing's technically perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I had to give it a rating, it's definitely a 9.5. And everybody who has a PS4, go out and get this game. It's so good. So good.
I mean, my thing would be, if you don't like open world games, then don't get it.
No, get it anyway.
If you've ever enjoyed an open world game, like, you're probably most likely going to love it.
Yeah. Support them. Do it. Buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Apart from that took up most of my week because I was pretty far behind. I think when I started this week, I was just at the end of Act 1. So I finished that, and then I also got the platinum for Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight. Very different from the Ghost of Tsushima game. It was one of those games that was really cheap, and I'm a big Persona 5 fan, so I was like, I had to do it.
One could make the argument that a samurai fight is kind of like a dance.
Yeah, kind of like a dance. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that one took like, I don't know, 10 hours to get the platinum. There's a little bit of grinding at the end because I had some songs I had to redo a couple times, but it was okay. It doesn't really add to the overall story. It gives maybe a little bit more backstory on some of the characters, but I didn't need it. It was just kind of a throwaway.
You never see it coming.
Yeah. Apart from that, I played a little bit of Fall Guys on PlayStation because it was free this month. Make sure to grab it before the next month starts. But I played with a couple buddies, and it's hilarious fun. It's just constantly like, stop bumping into my character, and then swearing, and then...
Because can you grab people in this?
You can grab them, but it's like you can grab them for like, I think it's like 3 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And then they automatically kind of just jump out. Unless you grab each other.
Yeah.
And then that's a hug. Apart from that, I think I did maybe 1 or 2 rounds of PUBG, and that's about it. But it was I'm on holidays, so it was a busy gaming week, a lot of catching up. Now, I don't know what I'm going into now, because I got a lot of backlog of games, but it's nothing I'm overly excited to play. So It's like, I don't know. GTA 5 is still one that I've never finished.
Oh, I think it's Friday. You can look forward to Marvel's Avengers. You could
we'll
really
put
that
some.
No, you can put a lot of time into that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one.
Move
soon.
from quarter A to quarter B. Mission complete.
Someone needs a rescue, but it doesn't tell you how to rescue them. We'll get on that later.
Yes.
But yeah, apart from that was pretty much my week. How about you? What were you playing?
Not a lot. Same as you. I have a lot of problems with what am I going to play next, because Tsushima's done and it's left a gaping hole in my heart. It was kind of touch and go. I was thinking about Mortal Shell, putting some more time in there, but then I'm like, I don't feel, I go through stages and I just don't feel like being frustrated with difficulty right now. I just want something that's enjoyable. Yeah. And then like, I know like you said, I got backlog, but there's nothing I'm dying or like I'm definitely feeling a pull to go to. So I did the weirdest thing, and I just repurchased Dragon Age Inquisition. I only put like 5 or 6 hours into it. I never really gave it a fair shake. I think I was very negative the first time I tried it. So I kind of want to go back in, because I was not far enough to really have a feel. But I think I was so shocked by how different it was from the previous two that, I think I need to go back in, and it's the right time with nothing else really calling to me. So that was kind of it, unfortunately. Yeah, just not a lot of stuff for me. Hopefully there's more, Mafia remakes coming soon, so I can't wait for that.
Well, and we were talking just a little while ago about maybe picking up, I already have it, but I haven't played it, but the Division 2.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, I never really got into that when it initially released, because, again, unfortunately, the last 2 or 3 years has really put a bad taste in my mouth for the term games of a service.
Yeah.
I'm not a Destiny fan. I put a lot of time in the original, but
Before it was games of service.
yeah, and
Before it was classified as games of service.
it was just, and everyone's doing it, and I've done it enough times where like I know what I'm getting into, and certain ways it's getting done just don't thrill me. Honestly, that was my biggest problem when they revealed Marvel's Avengers, and I was like, oh, that's games of a service. They don't want to say that though because it's getting used as a negative connotation. But
Yeah.
okay, so that's basically it for both of us. So let's get into the news. With our 6 articles, we're going into article number 1. We get our first look at Lord of the Rings Gollum. PS5 trailer went online, and we got a very brief, not really great look at what we're getting.
It was a scary screenshot.
Yeah,
It was a scary screenshot. I think I had a nightmare that night of what Golem's going to look like. And
which is funny because I think, well, and I'm assuming what your joke's leading into is that they try to make him more like family friendly.
yeah, oh yeah. That's
But
what
in doing so, he's terrifying.
Oh, he's terrifying. He's more terrifying than before.
Yeah, I don't know what to feel. Like, I guess they go into more detail talking about how this is going to be kind of like a stealth Gollum game, which no one's ever asked for a Sam Fisher Gollum.
Sam Fisher Gollum.
I just want to see the 3 green lights. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a idea for a game. I think there's other ideas for Lord of the Rings that people would much rather see and have done. This is not anything anybody asked for, but this is what we're getting. So I don't know. Because
screenshots came online a while back, and I remember instantly clicking into like, what's going on here? Why does everything look so weird and cartoony? And now, it seems they're exactly wanting to be family friendly. They don't want Gollum to scare your kitties.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, isn't that supposed to be the story of Gollum? Like, he's almost like a warning for greed and and jealousy. And like, that was in my impression, that was the point of his character.
And I mean, we're kind of bashing on it, but I'll be honest, like when I watched the teaser trailer, because it wasn't really an official trailer, I don't think. The teaser trailer, it looks good. Like the environment and everything looked really good. It just, the character model of Gollum just looked off.
Yeah.
But the environment and everything looks almost like movie quality. So that was kind of exciting to see. But yeah, stealth, verticality. Okay. I don't know.
I just don't know who they're making this for. I agree with you. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of other Lord of the Ring games they could be making. You know, are you going to make another sequel to Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor? Or are those games done too? But like, I would prefer quite a few other things. I'm confused where to go for, or like who they're aiming to go with, but God bless them.
Yeah.
Moving on to Article 2.
PlayStation Now has a PS5 pre-order registration site. So some of you, including myself, received an email from PlayStation saying, "Hey, you play PlayStation a lot. Do you want to come and register to see if you can get a PS5 pre-order?" So essentially the email just sends you a link to a website on the PlayStation site where you put your gamer tag in or email address, I think. And essentially it kind of registers you on a list for them. And then what happens is, I guess if you happen to get selected, they will, probably contact you and send you, some information about pre-ordering it from them directly, I guess. This does seem specific to just US only, though. We noticed we had to dig a little deeper to see that it was not applicable to the Canadians or others. But yeah, so that's pretty much what it was. It's not a big article or anything, or not even really an article, just kind of an email that went out from Sony saying that you could sign up for a pre-order. Did you sign up?
No.
I
just assume they're not going to pop it on people with no notice.
Yeah.
And then be like, "Oh, sorry, you didn't realize."
The email does kind of warn that, like, "Oh, it'll be a limited quantity." And
I do believe in that.
Like in my own personal feelings is like, why would I would never order it directly from Sony anyway.
Yeah.
Like I would order it from Amazon or Best Buy or
I'm
going
going
a different place. That
I'm going somewhere physical
GameStop.
because I want it. I want to know I'm going to have it day one. I don't trust
Yeah.
Amazon to give it to me day one. I don't trust whatever shenanigans Sony's up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell me what the price is. Tell me where I'm going to pick it up on what date.
Yeah.
And let me pre-order it. And like I guess we don't have an article to go in this, but I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I cannot believe that we're basically September and we don't have a freaking clue what we're even talking about. We haven't seen the interface. I don't know, beyond the outside of this box, what it does, what it looks like. We kind of know a little bit what's going inside, but not really. We don't know the full launch lineup. I don't know a price. I don't know a release date. Yet they want to talk about pre-orders.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we should have more information by then.
I'm getting a little perturbed from this pissing contest between Microsoft and Xbox about hiding the price.
What pissing contest? They're not.
It's just, and even like the release date, like we've never gone this long. Like this is unprecedented
Yeah.
in console history to go this long without talking about like any of this stuff.
I did see a rumor that we might get pre-orders on September 9th, but I have nothing backing that up, and I do not trust this.
I think I've kind of given up on rumors now just because, it feels like every 3 days everyone has too much time on their hands with COVID going on. So there's just too many false rumors.
It's so true.
And things to read through. How many times has Curtis or another guy told me this is what I'm hearing. And I'm like, well, that's good for you. But there's a lot of stuff coming out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we don't even have it bad. Apparently it's bad for Nintendo. Like, the rumors are like every day. They're like, oh, it's a Nintendo Direct today. Oh, Nintendo Direct tomorrow. And it's just, apparently it's even worse on that like sphere. So I'm like, yeah, good stuff. But I did not get an email, so I don't know if they judged me harshly.
Yeah. You only have this amount of platinums. You mustn't play as much.
Well, 100%. My platinums are inferior to yours. My freaking 3 or 2.
But you've earned them.
Yeah.
You earned them good. Moving on to article number 3. Our impression, and I guess there's some more news too about Marvel's Avengers, the game. So, what do we want to say about Marvel's Avengers? We played it on the weekend.
No, Marvel's Avengers, the beta. I want to be clear, because if anyone comes at me and be like, "That wasn't the finished game," which, by the way, it is. It is 100%. It's coming out in like a week. Like,
they might balance something.
It's
that's
not
going to be a totally different game.
Will. I guarantee you there are going to be tweaks. But like, graphics are going to be the same.
Not gameplay
Story's going to be the
changes.
same. Gameplay is not going to change that
No,
much.
Not.
I don't know. I had basically all my fears were confirmed. It's a games of a service. It feels games of a service. I feel like my enjoyment was limited by just being what it is. Hulk doesn't play like the Hulk should, but they need to balance him, so they tone him down. I had very little time with Thor because he wasn't part of the beta, but you could kind of play him as the first story mission. So I'm like, okay, he might be okay, but I don't know.
And I'm not we didn't play very much either.
No.
Enough to get our first impression of it. Anyway.
Enough to know that I'm not going to like this game.
Yeah. Like, you might have gotten Thor if you played a little bit more. I'm not sure.
No,
he wasn't in there
no.
at all? Oh, okay.
They were only going to let you play the 4, Miss Marvel, Black Widow, Iron Man, and Hulk.
Yeah, and I think most of our playthrough, I was Iron Man, and you played as Black Widow?
Yeah, I found she was the only one that seemed like actually fun and well designed. Everyone else was just kind of their gimmick. Like, I hated Camilla Khan, Miss Marvel. Hulk just didn't feel right the whole time. And I've had another guy talk to me about having the same feeling. So I don't think it's just me. It was bland. I've read something that kind of warned me, and I totally think it's true, where they do implement a lot of features and you can do different things in combat, but it's so generic and cookie cutter that almost everyone, myself mainly, just square.
Maybe
I honestly
I
don't think I used triangle for Black Widow anyway.
Yeah.
It was so boring. Like I was bored after our 3rd mission together.
Yeah, I was kind of bored. It reminded me, in good ways and bad ways, It reminded me of the old X-Men Legends games.
Yeah.
Except those ones were great. I really had a lot of fun playing with buddies on that one. You couldn't get, far away from each other. You're always on the same screen. They were a lot of fun. All the abilities were really cool, telekinesis and all that kind of stuff. This one, it's just, I don't know. Some of the maps are bigger. Some are really small too. Like there was one map where it was like 2 tunnels.
Yeah.
And a room. And that was the whole mission. It was like, what? Okay.
Well, and that was my thing too, is like Destiny 1, I think Division 1 and Anthem, they're all criticized for having little content, not a lot of mission. At least they had a world, though. They had a world. So this is the problem I see here is I kind of picked up on it when they first said, oh, we're going to have like, in the beta, we're going to have 20 missions. Like there's so much content. Well, this is why they took what you would get one mission of Anthem or Destiny. They cut into 6 missions and like, yeah, those are missions. I'm like, well, no, you could have put them all together and made a real mission, but you gave me like, and it's not all of them. I'm not saying every mission was short, but I had at least 2 where it felt like I just walked to the end of a generic tunnel and
one was literally,
complete.
We started at one end of the hallway.
Yeah.
We walked into a room. We went down another hallway. And it ended in that next room.
And how did you rank it? Because it asked me every time.
Oh, every time you finish a mission.
Yeah.
How awesome was that mission?
1 star for the hallway.
For the hallway, yeah. It was,
and like,
it was
there's
an effective hallway.
Where there's like a light that comes out from the clouds and like fighting Abomination. Where I'm like, oh, this feels like a video game again. But then unfortunately, the next one, you're back fighting waves of villains you don't care about.
The boss fights were fun.
The boss fights were, that was basically the best highlight of the game.
Yeah. There was some stuff where it was like there was one part where we had to save a civilian and we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And we think we sort of figured it out because we didn't want to replay the mission because we didn't want to. But I think it was like Hulk could have opened the door.
Yeah, I think he was the only one in the party that could have.
But neither of us picked Hulk. So
yeah, and you can't tell the AI.
Yeah, in X-Men Legends you could at least switch between the characters mid-mission, but in this one you couldn't. So Hulk, because we're just staring at him, he's not breaking it open for them.
And now that you bring that up, that's another gripe for me is I hate games that and this will come up later when we talk about Suicide Squad, but I don't like when they're like, we designed a game to have these 4 players. You're one person. You don't want to play with your friends right now. That's fine. But we're throwing you in with 3 AIs because you only picked 1 player.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't control them. They're a mess because I just don't trust AI at best of times. And yeah, we couldn't switch to Hulk, so we just couldn't save civilians.
Yeah, we couldn't save them. Or at least we couldn't figure it out.
I literally tapped on glass. I'm like, I'm sorry, you have to die. I didn't pick Hulk.
I mean, in the game's defense, I think the mission was classified as a Hulk mission. It's just nobody wanted to play as Hulk, so...
No, because me and you both didn't find him fun, which sucks because you think Hulk would be the most fun.
Iron Man, I'll be honest, I had fun playing as Iron Man, but it's just... I don't know. This is not a game I'm going to get. Maybe the game will be really, really good because if it's going to be a game as a service, it could be good in a year, it could be good in 6 months.
You're totally right. How many times do these things repair themselves later?
Yeah.
But just right now, I have a big gripe with the cosmetics. They made it a looter-shooter-esque thing, but there's no value in anything you collect.
Yeah, I didn't see like we got a different item. I didn't see it actually changing on the character.
Because they want your money to pay for a skin to make your character look different.
Yeah.
So then what's the point in any of the loot?
Yeah, like I had like 3 of one type of item, and you hovered and it had a whole bunch of detail about the item, but then when you put it on, it didn't change anything.
Yeah.
And your stats maybe fluctuate a little bit.
And that's the other thing. People
didn't feel fun.
From what I've investigated, other people that played much more than us basically had the same feeling. They're like, this loot didn't really feel like it made a difference. I was just putting it on to increase my power. But
higher numbers.
Yeah, higher number. And that's all it was. And I'm just like, and there's not a lot of skills from my understanding. So I feel like me and you would max out a character very quickly. And I get it. They want you to play all the characters. So you spend your time maxing out. But let's be honest, everyone's going to have their favorite. You're going to max them out quick. And then you're just going to want gear just to make this level, but your character's still going to look the same until you fork out your hard-earned money. I don't like that feature. My other gripe would be the abilities felt like they took forever to get back.
The cooldown was pretty long.
It was.
I mean, I assume later on in the game you'll get items that'll improve
but that got broken too because me and you found out shortly after that if you did the ultimate at the right time, you could almost spam it unstoppably.
Yeah, we got
you
it a
do
couple
so
times
much
in a row.
damage that you would actually get your ultimate again before you were even done using your ultimate.
Yeah, no, I had that a couple times. And one other thing too is we were talking about, because we had the PlayStation version, how would this work if we were Spider-Man? And we're not, I don't know, we're not seeing how it's going to be that much more exciting playing as Spider-Man even.
No.
Walking down a hallway as Spider-Man's going to, what the hell's that going to do? That's whatever. He fights kind of fun, I guess, but there's no swinging or anything. You might have that pull swing jump thing.
Yeah.
And then when you're outside, is this web actually going to grab onto things as you swing, or is it just going to grab onto empty space? And
if Wonder Woman can swing on lightning, then he's allowed to swing on clouds.
He swings on the clouds.
Yeah.
I don't think it shoots that high.
I mean,
Doesn't have that momentum.
Maybe Stark gave him Mr. Stark, and he gives him the super shooter so he can reach clouds. I don't know. But either way, it just felt like a hodgepodge of mess, and unfortunately, it just seems like it all came from corporate greed.
Yeah.
And they sold out your favorite heroes to get money for cosmetics.
And people are going to be probably paying for heroes as they release them.
Oh, don't get me wrong. This game's going to be successful because of the name.
Yeah.
And that it's unfortunate because I think we deserve better, but it is what it is, and I can't stop it. So
I could probably say when the game goes down to like $29.99, I'd probably pick it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and by then maybe we have the characters that we're most interested in.
The game will be balanced a little bit better. They'll actually make things feel worthy of obtaining them.
Well, and I would hope by then they'll have a real like mission structure, not just hallways.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a story, but I wasn't overall that interested in the story.
No.
I mean, it's only one mission, I guess, sort of. But it's like,
I'm still putting money down, and I don't know anything that anyone else doesn't know, but Captain America's not dead. He's going to show up.
No,
later.
he'll come back at the end for sure.
So like, just,
I mean, you get to play as him.
why would you make him? Yeah,
unless you play him in that danger room, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's the only place you'll get to play him.
But it's like you're gonna do shield mechanics of it bouncing and not for one mission and not bring him back. Bring back, unless they like. It's like Bucky shows up later and he's Cap. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they could do that. They could introduce the next version of Captain America, I guess. Anyways, that's our impression. We both say
I would pass
hold
on
off.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard pass. If we're going to do a 3 structure of buy, like borrow or pass, I would say pass.
I'd say, pass / wait. Wait 6 months.
I mean, I didn't even pay money and I felt like I was owed something.
That's true.
You know?
I felt like they owed me back for my time I played. We're being harsh on it, and we feel like it deserves to be harsh. And now people might say it's a beta. It's going to be completely different when it comes out.
It's not.
It's not. I mean, it's never ever been like that. It's never going to be like that.
Comment on the YouTube channel, and I'll send you $20 if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong.
This is the one where we're going to get 10,000 views.
Yeah,
you'll be broke. But yeah,
if anything, they'd owe me. I'd be rich because I ain't wrong.
Yeah, well, no, they're not going to send you the money, but they'll expect you to send them the money.
That's true. Amazon gift card.
Yay. Article 4, Rocksteady Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
So we got a reveal for Suicide Squad from the DC FanDome event last week. Just at the end of when we were recording our last episode. So
we tried to wait.
We tried, but it was like 7:30
I'm
or
so
something.
glad we didn't.
I'm so glad we didn't. This is got to be another great disappointment of the year. So anyway, I'll bypass that, get to the facts. All we got was a trailer. There's no gameplay. They do kind of speak a little bit about how you're going to have 4 playable characters, that being Harley Quinn, Killer Shark, Deadshot, and everyone's favorite Captain Boomerang. And you play these people, 4-player co-op apparently.
Is it 4-player? Oh yeah, 4-player. I'm thinking Batman. Sorry.
All it's open world, Metropolis, built from the ground up, all the fun stuff. Guess what? Superman's evil again. And yeah, the whole game, from start to finish, apparently you can play up to 4 people. This is the part I don't like, is it sounds like if you do play by yourself that you will have AI partners the entire game, and you can switch to any of them at any time apparently, but I just don't like that AI companionship.
I want to do it on my own.
It worries me that this is games of a service. I have heard some people say it's not, but it sounds like
were
Marvel's
they saying
Avengers.
that about that one, or were they saying that about the Batman game?
I heard it for both, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd heard for the Batman game. And that's why I questioned the co-op thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
that one I heard was 2-player co-op,
No,
which we will play.
And then, like, I guess more disappointing stuff is they revealed it's not coming out for 2022, which, if you know, they made Arkham Knight. That was the last game they released in, which came out 2015. So that would be a 7-year window between launches.
Yep.
That's weird. And it just tells me they tried something and it did not work, which I still want to speculate it was a Superman game. Now, this is loose facts, but we're talking about a Metropolis that they built. Why is it a Metropolis? Was it because they were building a Superman game?
Because they've done Gotham all the time.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
got to be some other towns.
So, well, and that, again, these are all superficial facts that I'm finding.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Superman model already being there, I think. Like, you know, he is the main villain, it seems anyway. But I'm like, well, if you built a Superman game, it'd be kind of convenient that you have a model ready to use. Yeah, I just kind of feel like something just didn't work out for them and they restarted, and now we have this, and it's just like, it's 2 years away and it doesn't even excite me at all right now.
Too soon, Junior. Too soon. It's too soon to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not. My hype level for Suicide Squad's like low, like floor level.
I'd say minus 10%.
Can it be below the floor?
I'm in minus. Like, I'm so, like, I don't like any of these characters.
Like, I'll be honest, I never even knew about, like, I'm not into comics that much, but I never even knew about Suicide Squad till the Suicide Squad movie. And then I kind of looked them up and did some research and stuff about them. But I mean, the idea of them is interesting, but it's just none of them individually are appealing. So it's like even the B team, it's like the C, D, E, F team.
And that's exactly it, right? Like, because there's the Insidious 6 with Spider-Man.
And the Spider-Man villains are.
But that's what I was going to say. Like, most of them were pretty popular villains. These are like, and maybe that's supposed to be the whimsy of it all, is that they're like, it's a ragtag of like C-rated sidekick villain wannabe things. But I'm like, really, like, who's dying to play Captain Boomerang? And like, I don't know. And even the trailer, it's broad daylight. It seems more like Sunset Overdrive-ish. You know, you got Captain Boomerang teleporting. King Shark's probably more like Hulk and he's jumping around. I didn't really see how Harley Quinn was getting around. I assume she's just like parkouring it. And then you got Deadshot, who's like jetpack, can set people on fire. And I'm hearing words like third-person shooter with him. I'm just so uninterested. Like, this was a very poor reveal. And no gameplay. Like, you've been doing nothing for 5 years from all I can tell, and you got nothing to show.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's one that I'd like to have been excited by. Like, something that, you know, kind of comes from left side, left field or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just another one. And it's so far in the future. It's like, I got upcoming games to worry about.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that one's, we'll talk about that one in a year and a half. Like, it's just not.
Honestly, like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Everything you're saying, spot on.
The Batman one I'm much more interested in because I like the characters. I like the villains. There you go.
Like, I know it's not another Arkham game, which that's actually a correction I should make too. I think last week I said it was part of the Arkham thing. It's apparently it is a standalone. It's
which
not,
is weird. Like, I heard it's an alternate verse. Like, but even though it's still like the third one did end with him dying.
Yeah, I mean, if you 100% it like I did,
yeah,
like suggest that he may not be gone.
Of course, but yeah, so this is like an else verse, I guess.
Which is weird because Suicide Squad is apparently based on the Arkham universe. Like, it's a continuation. So
crossover.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Which it does say kill the Justice League, so we'll see if Batman's alive there.
Oh, he's already dead. Check.
Yeah, done one. So I don't know. I'm not excited for it. Sounds like you're not even going to bother until we're like 6 months away.
I can't pay attention to a game that far.
I'm just so tired of games revealing this early. You know, it's like us talking about Dragon Age and them showing backgrounds, and I'm like, why are you talking about this game if you're not even done backgrounds?
Simulated of what it could be.
Yeah, like, I think we need to go more like movies. And tops, you talk to me about it a year ahead. Tops, but I prefer 6 months.
Yeah, announcement maybe a year ahead, but that's it. Just announcement that, hey, it's coming.
Yeah,
and then 6 months. Hey, here's a teaser trailer, and then maybe 4 months. hey, here's an actual trailer.
Yeah. Or you could do it the Square Enix route and show me a game 15 years before it releases.
Best game ever.
Best game. Going on Article 5, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War launches on November 13th. We got a new trailer and a few more details. And I am not a Call of Duty guy, so I'm going to pass this to you.
Okay. Well, I don't remember prices and stuff. I mean, the game.
We can go back to that.
So, okay. The Black Ops storylines, me personally, I never followed them or cared about them as much. I was more of Modern Warfare, which I've said before in the past. This one is supposed to be a sequel to, I think, the first Black Ops, if I recall.
See, I wouldn't know either. Like, I like the Black Ops thing more than you, but like it was so long ago, I don't remember.
That was
Black
a long
Ops
time ago.
1.
Yeah. From what I recall, I believe, because it says like Woods and Mason and other, I can't remember the other characters, but yeah, they're all coming back for their next story in the Cold War. Which, okay, I mean, the idea is interesting. Some of the weapons they showed it was brief, so I mean, it looks fine. I mean, it's a Call of Duty, right? Everybody has their standards, and Call of Duty loves moving that standards bar to like, okay, there's a campaign, zombies, and multiplayer, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're gonna take out the campaign, and then the bar lowers.
Was it?
I mean, it might not have been Black Ops. I don't know. I'm just saying Call of Duty in general.
Which one didn't even have a campaign like 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was Black Ops 4, I think.
Was it? Yeah, it was 4, wasn't it?
I think it was Black Ops 4.
That's why I'm like, I knew it was a Black Ops.
It had more zombie storyline stuff, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's exciting, but let's talk about the issue that was, they didn't confirm any of this. This is all data mine stuff, the price, I think.
No, it was confirmed.
Oh, they did finally confirm it?
They sneaky bastards hid it in like a separate written thing.
Okay, because it was data mined originally.
Yeah, I think people speculated, and then now it's basically 100%.
So I'll pass that part on to you, because that just seems like a shit show.
Okay,
and gets me into the whole control area.
Yeah, so if you like an angry Steve, here we go. Steve is angry because Call of Duty basically confirmed that, of course, no one's confused or questioning that Activision, of all people, would be the first people to basically make Call of Duty $70 USD at launch for the PS5 or Xbox Series X. And other than NBA 2K Live or whatever the hell they call that, that was our only game that we knew about before being $70. And now, guess what? Activision's doing it too. But the worst part and the most egregious part, in my opinion, is that you can buy this on PS4 for your normal $60, but when you get your PS5 and you want an upgraded version, guess what? You're going to have to pay another digital $10. And so there's no way for you right now to get a $60 Call of Duty to run on your PS5 with the new features or the updated features, upgraded, however you want to specify that.
Optimized.
Yeah, let's say optimized. And you're not going to be able to get it for free. I'm sure it's backwards compatible, so you'll be able to still play it on your PS5. But with all these other games coming out and talking about free upgrades, especially new games, because it's not going to really affect them at all. It's probably free to them, honestly. They're making most of these features for PC as is anyway. This just really pissed me off. It's just more dirty tactics from Activision, who already has way too much money. And even if you're a guy that supports capitalism, then I'm going to call bullshit there, because apparently Activision pays like zero taxes. So, you can eat a dick if you're going with capitalism. I'm just all around not thrilled by this, but I'm one of those that speaks with my wallet, and I ain't buying a new Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, that's the thing, because they're releasing at the exact same time, right? Which implies that the PS5 or the next gen consoles will be out at that time.
I don't know if it's going to be then, but like, November 13th, it's coming out.
It's got to be close.
I'm pretty darn confident that you're getting it the first or second week in November, but they're not going to miss out on Black Friday. So yeah, it might come out right around that time.
So I'll probably end up getting it, even though it's crazy pricey, but it's just always a fun time. So, but yeah, I'll wait for the PS5 version then. Yeah. Why would I buy it for the PS4? It's just, why?
Just to get told you have to pay
especially
more,
if I have to pay more for the upgrade anyway, right?
Well, I mean,
maybe that's why they're making the price more is because, well, you could go buy it on the PS4 for $60 or $70 on the PS5, or I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. It's Activision. They just want money.
They just want money.
Give them all the money.
And like, and the other thing too is like, what's an upgraded version of Call of Duty? They never upgrade it. They're always one of the last ones, in my opinion, for graphics. They're just
got to be
horrible.
awful because there's no reason their game should be like 150 gigs. There's no reason. Like maps are big, but they're not that big. Maybe it's because they're using old textures and they haven't optimized their engine so that it doesn't take 700 megs for a tree.
Would it be funny if it be like they're so lazy that like every game they just keep using the same folders and they're like grabbing different assets, but they don't ever
remove the old games.
Yeah, so it's just basically the reason it's 150 gigs is because you have like Modern Warfare 3 all the way to now.
Yeah,
I could see it. Too.
I need Call of Duty to actually grab a new engine and start rebuilding it from the ground up.
Have a relaunch like any other game does after too long, right?
Yeah.
Like, because they're so far behind. Like, Battlefield's always look better, in my opinion, than them. But, Jesus Christ. Like, you know, that was my problem with Ghost as well. Like, I remember when Ghost was the upgraded version, came out on both PS3 and PS4 at the same time. I got the PS4 copy, and I put it in, and I'm like, this doesn't look anything. Like, this looks bad on PS3.
Yeah. Not
to mention PS4. And I feel like this game... You know, not to say it's going to look bad, but it's not going to blow my socks off.
No, very unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're making it for the previous version and the new version, you know it's not going to be something special.
Yeah.
The next Call of Duty has a chance at being something special, but not this one, I don't think.
No, they like to leave the special ones, from what I can tell, looking at the history of them, they seem to always want to leave the big surprise for Infinity Ward to drop. I feel like the other two studios kind of get the shaft most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Oh, that's enough of my angry rant, so we're going to move on.
So, yeah, we're going on to Article 6, which isn't really an article per se, but this is kind of everything that was announced at the Gamescom Opening Night Live 2020 event. I love the naming. I got to name every hour of the day.
Yeah. So just add the date to the end to live 2020. September 4th, 7 p.m.
Star date.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to go into kind of rapid fire. I watched the event, but I don't think you did.
I just heard it wasn't going to be what I was hoping it was going to be, so I just kind of didn't.
So I did watch it. It was kind of on in the background, stuff that piqued my interest. I paid more attention to. Other things I kind of drifted away. So we'll kind of go rapid fire. If you can add anything, add anything.
Yeah.
But okay, so the conference started off with I think this is in the proper order too. If I'm not, oh well. Nintendo Switch is getting Jurassic World Evolution Complete Edition on November 3rd. Them calling the Complete Edition. So is this game already out then?
I assume so.
Okay, maybe it's not on Nintendo Switch or something. And then
probably
it's coming to Nintendo Switch.
That's usually most games.
It essentially looked like Zoo Tycoon, but with Jurassic Park. You make your own park and stuff. So there's a market definitely for that, but I'm not that market. How about yourself?
No.
Yeah. There was the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War campaign stuff, which we talked about already. So we'll move on.
Yep.
There was another one that was called Unknown 9 Awakening, announced for PC and next gen consoles. So in the trailer, they show it looks like someone in India running away. It looked like India, maybe not, but whatever. It shows a girl running away from some she hides something in a wall and she's running away from bullies. She falls down. The kids are about to hit her with a bat because I guess that's normal there. And then she somehow stops time, sort of like there's like an image of what's gonna happen, but then she just moves out of the way and then kind of kicks the bully's butt, and then that's pretty much it. Then jumps into the future with her being clearly older. You don't see her, but you see her pull the thing out of a wall or something. Did I say that at the beginning? She hides something in the wall. She hid something in the wall as a kid, and then the bullies were chasing her. As an adult, you see her pull the thing out of the wall. That's pretty much it. And then the trailer kind of zooms out, and it shows all these actors' faces, but I didn't recognize any of the actors off the top of my head. So I don't know if you're going to be following people's stories with maybe powers type thing. I don't know. That was pretty much my impression of it, but I didn't see a date or anything on that, and I'm not going to go and look it up any further. Does that sound like something that would be interesting to you? There was no gameplay.
Yeah,
it was just cinematic. Yeah. We'll have to see more.
Yeah, I need to see gameplay.
This one would be for Curtis. Doom Eternal's first story DLC rips, tears, and drops in October. It looked pretty good. I mean, it's not my game that I play.
Yeah.
But I think all the Doom fans are probably going to love it. It looked really good. There's a couple, I don't know, I never played it, so I don't know the environments, but they look like newer environments that looked pretty cool. So, yeah. They'll probably enjoy that.
People enjoyed it, so I'm sure more content is just better.
This one was an odd one. Bridge Constructor, the Walking Dead version. So, that game's been out for a while, the regular Bridge Constructor. You just, I think, make bridges and make sure they're functional so vehicles and stuff can cross them. But they're doing, like, I guess, a crossover event with the Walking Dead type thing. So I don't know, maybe you'll be building bridges to get away from zombies. I don't know. It's still the same
crossover events at this thing, eh? Like
I'm whatever. It is what it is. It's Bridge Constructor, and I guess maybe the theme is probably that you're running away from zombies.
It's not what it isn't.
After that, this one kind of interests me, but the footage they showed, which was brief, I couldn't tell if it was new or if it was footage from something old. A new Sam and Max revival. Did you play that series?
I've never played it, but I thought I remembered a cartoon.
Yeah, I think there was there was probably a cartoon. It's animated, so
yeah,
there probably was a cartoon. I played the PS3, like the 5 episodes.
Is that the Telltale one?
I don't think it's Telltale. You can look it up while we're looking at it. But I don't think it was a Telltale game, but it was an episodic game. And I remember having a lot of fun with that and thought the story was really unique and the puzzles were, some of them were kind of complicated, but they were fun overall. He'll look that up.
Yeah, so I was right about the animated series. I think it only ran 1 year, unfortunately, 97 to 98.
So was that, I mean, you're not going to probably see it, but was the series created based on the game?
It's all based on a comic book series.
Oh, comic book series. The more you know.
And a series of episodic adventure games developed by Telltale Games.
It was Telltale?
Well, that was like, because Telltale did that and Back to the Future and like a bunch of shit I never actually played before I knew who Telltale was.
Moving on. We got the new, it was a long trailer in my opinion, of the World of Warcraft Shadowlands, which I guess is coming out October 27th. My experience in World of Warcraft was I played it very briefly. Probably less than 2 months worth. Probably touched the surface. This was base World of Warcraft, so it's been a long
Vanilla.
time. Probably a little bit past vanilla. Okay. I think maybe the first expansion was out when I actually first joined. But I mean, I'm sure this is exciting for all the WoW fans out there. So it looked fine. I mean, I recognize the characters and everything. The long trailer was like, I think it was, this could be wrong, but I think it was Uther, I guess, dies maybe in the story, and then he went to heaven, and then becomes an angel, and then Arthas dies. You're making faces because you probably don't recognize any of this.
No.
And then I guess he throws him into hell. This was kind of in the cinematic trailer. I might be wrong on some of the names and everything, but yep, I'm gonna stick with that. It looked okay. They showed a little bit of gameplay footage. I'm surprised that game hasn't seen a sequel or like a major remastering, because it looks still pretty dated. I mean, it's definitely better than what it used to be for sure, but it just looks like a dated game.
Yeah.
But I mean, the hardcore fans, they'll love it, and for sure, they have every right to like it. So, moving on again. We got Stormground is a new Warhammer game, and it's coming to Switch. I don't remember this one, and it's probably because it was Switch, so I wasn't paying attention as much. I think it was just cinematic, and it shows a whole bunch of guys in crazy looking armor. I don't think there was any gameplay footage of that one. Star Wars Squadrons. What did they show for that one? I don't remember what they showed for that one. I think it was just more campaign trailer cinematic stuff. There might have been a little bit of gameplay. I don't really remember this one. I probably stopped paying attention just because I've seen enough Squadron stuff already. The one after it, though, I did see. This Star Wars is invading The Sims 4.
This is what my comment about crossovers was about. Like, I guess it's for someone. Like,
there's going to be a market for sure.
Yeah.
There's people who are going to want that. I'll be honest, like, I'm not a huge Sims guy, but I mean, I was when I was younger, but when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, I want that. If I had I have it, but I don't want it, but if I did want it, I'd want it.
So are you just like a Star Wars character in the Sims world?
No, you're your character who, I guess there's a new social space, it looks like, where there's Star Wars stuff, like a cantina and all that kind of stuff, and you can get a lightsaber. And then there's a lot of new stuff you can build in your house that are Star Wars themed. So you can have like a lightsaber and make a cantina in your house type thing. It looked okay. I mean, it's The Sims, right?
Yeah.
The next one after that was 12 Minutes. I don't know much about it. They showed it before. I can't remember if it was the Xbox or PlayStation conference, but it was like a top-down view of a couple's house.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you play for 12 minutes or... Is it you play for 12 minutes and then it resets? And so you try to do different things in the 12 minutes? Well,
you're trying to, figure out how to...
Because somebody breaks into your house and tries to rob you, but maybe kills you. And I guess you have 12 minutes to keep repeating the event, but try to get a better outcome, I guess.
I think so. You're trying to
But it's got like a bigger cast of people because I think they said Willem Dafoe was going to be in it. And I thought they said a couple other actors too that were bigger. So that might be interesting. I have to keep an eye on that one.
I'm interested in it. Like, I'm not usually for indies, but that one, something's alluring
more of
about
a story,
that. Yeah.
Right? It's not even like, it doesn't even seem like a game as much. It's more of just a really interesting story. So,
yep.
I don't know if you want to talk about the next one, but the Mafia Definitive Edition is ready to welcome you to the family.
I'm sold. I'm even hearing people got their hands on previews. Everyone's saying good things. Apparently, they carried over the mechanics of Mafia 3 and then infused it into Mafia 1 so you can take cover and all that good stuff. So I'm even more excited to try it. So I'm going to get this probably day one. I mean, there's nothing else in September that really interests me, so can't wait for that.
The one after that was Lemnis Gate. It's a galaxy brain shooter stuck in a time loop. I think we're in the year of time loop games because it seems like there's a lot of looping games. I don't remember much about this one. I think it looked like a PvP shooter type game in space or something, but I could be totally wrong. I don't remember it very well. This one looked kind of quirky. Struggling. Did you see anything about that one? You look like you're some organic creature, like gross creature, and it has 2-player co-op, and you're like one person controls one arm and the other person controls the other arm, and I guess you do like puzzles and try to get through obstacles, and creatures try to eat you. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to, but
I could see the allure of that concept.
Yeah, it looked uniquely interesting for sure, but it would be.
I mean, in a world where it's hard to find couch co-op, like there you go.
Yeah, that's a perfect couch co-op game. Yeah. After that was Override 2 Super Mech League. I never played Override 1, and I don't even think I've ever heard of it.
I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, it looks like a PvP mech fighter style game. That's pretty much all I could say to that. Another one that looks pretty big was the Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I think from what it says, it's all 9 movies.
Holy crap.
So I don't know if that's combining the other games because there's already other games that exist for those trilogies, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's combining all the games into one or if they're remastering. It's sort of implied that it was remastering and redoing all those other ones too, which seems like it'll be a lot of content, bang for your buck for sure, right?
Yeah.
Like that seems like a lot of content. It's a lot of movies to get through.
It's just one mission per movie. It's just like it ruins your life.
The one after that was Age of Empires 3, the Definitive Edition, which is out in October. I've been in Age of Empires. Okay, I didn't play 2 or 3 that much. I played the original Age of Empires a shit ton and had a lot of fun back in the day. I was pretty young, I guess, when that one was out, so that was probably my main strategy fix. That and like the original like StarCraft and Warcraft games. And it looks like the Age of Empires 3 game will also be on Game Pass. So that'll be a nice pickup for anybody who has that. The big one, which I'm excited for because now that I'm actually playing it, is the Fall Guys Season 2 announcement. Looks like they're going kind of medieval style. They show a couple of the mini games that look fun. The amount of fun I've had just in the last couple of days with Fall Guys, I'm honestly kind of excited for it. Medieval seems like a fun type of event. I know you haven't played it as much yet, but I'm trying to get you into it. The next one after that was Respawn's Medal of Honor VR game. So I've been a big fan of the Medal of Honor games. I played them quite a bit of them. I think I probably played them all at some point or another. That was probably my first-person shooter style game was Medal of Honor. The only thing that turned me off initially was that this one's going to be a VR game, and I don't know the way they advertised it. It was through the Oculus Rift. And Facebook, I think, right? Does that sound right? Is Oculus Facebook?
Sure.
Yeah. So
Facebook bought Oculus. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way they advertised it was through the Oculus, but I assume that it'll come on the other VR systems like PlayStation and that at some point. But I'm interested in Medal of Honor. I like those games. The VR looked cool. Just as I hope that we get a significant amount of game in it. I don't know. What do you think about that one?
If I had a VR unit, like that might it sounds interesting.
Yeah, like I'm wondering if the game is specific to VR.
I'm also kind of like a hard judge on VR because I always find like the movement ruins most VR like products. I can't remember if it was Doom. I thought Doom when they put VR is same thing. Like you're picking areas to like just teleport to, and then you shoot, teleport. And I just don't like that stuff. I like it, and I know some people can't handle VR very well, so not everyone does it. But when Resident Evil 7 did VR, and you could just freely walk around, that's the way it just should be, in my opinion. And if they do that with this, that'd be awesome.
Yep. That'll be something to look forward to. I don't remember if they gave a date or anything. Only a couple left after that. There was this weird one. I don't recognize the game, Turrican Anthology. Do you know what this is? The way they introduced it was like, I think they were like guys who designed the music and stuff. It was like, this was my pride. This is how I got into the business, was this game. And I'd never heard of it. And it looked like an old style 2D game. So I don't know if it's just a remastering of the original game. That's kind of what it sounds like it is. After that, the next big one was Destiny 2 Beyond Light Stasis. So they showed quite a bit of it. It looks like the newest theme for Destiny is going to be ice. All the new supers that all the characters get are, I'm not going to name them all or whatnot, but they were all ice themed attacks, which looked pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how this game is going to work out with so much of the content going into the vault. Like they're locking so much of it up and removing it from the game. And a lot of the content that they're removing is the stuff that the free players get. So unless some newer stuff is going to become free, I'm kind of concerned the people that don't like are playing just the free version, what they're going to actually have access to. I'm not too sure. What are your thoughts on the Destiny 2 Beyond Light?
I've been over Destiny for like years now. I'm still one of those that I feel like Destiny 2 shouldn't be a thing. I know it sounds like it had something to do with Activision forcing Bungie's hand on making it a thing, but like when it came out, I wouldn't even call it an expansion. It's like, okay, you have the same 3 classes, and they even came out with basically the same 2 skill trees. And I'm like, where's and the enemies were exactly the same types we fought before. I just like, why wasn't this just a patch?
You're talking about Destiny 1?
No, well, 2 when it came out, but it was exactly 1 re-release basically.
Oh yeah, it was like
graphics
a vanilla
were
version
different.
of 1.
Yeah, like so I was always kind of like,
I think that was more or less a design issue.
I think
with the teams.
I don't know. Like again, I'm going off what I heard, but it sounded like Activision basically demanded that Destiny 2 had to release by a certain date if they wanted to keep their ownership or something of the property. I can't remember. It just, it was like, more Activision fun stuff that we always talk about.
The Destiny fans will probably be excited to play this. It looks like it's going to add a fair amount of content. I won't go through everything, but... and then last but not least was the Ratchet and Clank
Rift Apart.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So this one was weird to me too, because obviously it looks good, everything looks amazing, but there was like, this is going to be a 7-minute demo, non-interrupted, straight footage. But then they showed the demo, and it was near exact to the one that we'd previously seen during the PlayStation conference. But all the footage that I saw on yesterday's thing was pretty much the same footage I'd seen already. I mean, it wasn't everything, because they showed some in between some stuff. They actually showed him leveling up his weapons, or he didn't level them up, but you'd see the weapon pop up and level up. It made me kind of concerned that it is going kind of RPG more mechanics, but they didn't show that in the one that I had seen at some point. But yeah, whatever. It looks good. It looks really pretty, and I think it'll be a good PlayStation seller potentially, a good launch release. They didn't. All they said was this was a launch window. They didn't specify how big the window was. If it was gonna be, it's not gonna be day one release. I don't.
Yeah, launch window could mean Q1, Q2. Honestly, 2021.
Yeah, whatever they classify window as, I guess.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it for the whole event. Yeah, there was some interesting stuff, some other stuff I didn't care about. Whatever. It was what it was.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't sound like anything would have blown my socks off anyway, but
some of the stuff that did interest me was stuff that was like already out or I'd seen something about it before, honestly, so I was already interested in it.
And I don't want to fault anyone because I it's just my own thought, but I feel like a lot of the bigger players, Sony and Xbox are holding those back because they want to use them, to blow out in their later reveals, right?
Whoever pulls the trigger first, then the other one would be like, oh, boom, God of War 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Crackdown 4. Ooh. Yeah, no, won't succeed. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the whole event, and that's pretty much it for all of our articles today.
Okay, so that is all 6 articles. We got through those in a not so briskly manner, but makes up for last week. So so we're doing our homework now. That is a segment of the show where you can look up information yourself, stuff that we couldn't really fit in the show. So we just kind of give you a little preview and where to
teasers,
find it. Yeah, and where you can find it. Go find it. Be a sport.
For first bit of homework, nothing huge, but a PlayStation 4 new firmware update 7.55 is out. I think it came out a couple days ago. Nothing major announced in it, just stability fixes as usual. So that'll probably download for most people, but there are a little bit more news on Push Square, but pretty much it's just going to say what we just said. The next one was a PlayStation Games PS Plus announcement for September. We're going to be getting PUBG and Street Fighter 5. So yeah, it's Player Unknown Battleground for those who don't know the PUBG reference. One other interesting news that I found interesting was looks like we have a little bit more confirmation about the Resident Evil TV series from Supernatural's EP. It's a go at Netflix. Yay! I think there's even a screenshot of them with the script in front of them, and they're working on it. And it's supposed to be a new story, but in the same universe as all the games and everything. So we should see recurring characters. This doesn't necessarily mean we're actually going to see characters from the movies. So that's probably different than that.
I pray to God we don't.
And yeah, I don't need
the movies were the new one. Fun, popcorn gimmicky flicks. Yep. But I almost like to pretend they just weren't called Resident Evil.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, for sure. But regardless, I'm excited to see zombie Resident Evil on Netflix because I'm going through Netflix pretty quick right now, and it's melting away.
Also, fun fact, Netflix released the first trailer for Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Which I liked. I think it came out on the PS3.
I think buddies really love that game.
Yeah, it was a good game. A little short in my opinion. The main story is pretty short, but it has a crap ton of end game content. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's about it for your homework as well. And that's it from us. So we are both signing off. Until next Monday, we will see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Home of Play podcast, episode 25 to be precise. What, you don't like
you
it?
Switched it. It was like, it didn't feel right.
Okay, it feels dirty. It feels dirty. Okay.
It feels dirty.
She take my money
when I'm in need.
Oh, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger. way over town. Who digs on me?
Professionals here.
We should own a karaoke club.
We should. Nobody else can come. Just us.
They literally just pay to eat and watch us.
They just send us drinks and stuff.
They're like, this is like a ass backwards concert. I'm like, you damn right, you hippie.